Yeah.
First try and everything. Just that. I should probably sit up instead of like looking like a total and complete bum.
That's okay. I look like a bum too.
Well, yeah, I just got back from teaching my last yoga class of the day, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna mop the floor and then lay here for a minute.
Man, I would have mopped the floor and laid there for longer than a minute. Hey, it's going dark for a second, but I want to show you this if I can get through here without bumping into shit. She put it in the pocket like I asked. Yes. Can you still hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, yeah.
Ooh. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that is the thing.
The
That's
thing.
yeah. Well, your email was one of many, so thank you. But this is a disco ball.
Is that what she won?
She won that and ninja monkeys with those sticky hands and feet. You throw them at the wall and they flip
Oh,
until
those
they
are
get down to
fun.
the floor. And then she won a blanket as well with stars and moons that will glow in the dark if you charge it with light.
Wow.
Yeah. So
There you go.
has a USB cord that I can hook up to my PlayStation and I can run YouTube music through it, and the light patterns will go to the beat.
Wow. And she's okay with dad like hijacking her stuff?
No, this is in her room. I'm in her room right now.
Oh, okay. Here, I
just wanted
thought you
to
were just like,
No,
hey,
just
I
wanted
got
to show
those
you.
email addresses. Now fork over that light.
Yeah, that's right. I'm the one that sat down and plugged them all in. That's mine now. No, it's hers. We brought it out here in the afternoon to test it to see if it would actually go with the beat of the music. And then we did it again at night with all the lights off, and I put a sheet over the TV, and it was nice. So now this weekend I get to teach them galactic bowling. That's going to be interesting.
Galactic bowling.
So that's bowling in the dark.
At the bowling alley?
No, right here at the house. So we have our own bowling set, bowling pins that we do in the hallway. And normally the hallway light's on and I just play music. But now that we have the strobe light, I can play the music and have the only light during the bowling game be the strobe light.
There you go.
That's galactic bowling.
There you go.
Hello,
yeah.
sir.
See, here I thought you were talking about like when I used to go bowling in high school, you could go to like Midnight Madness.
Yep. And I used to do that too. That's how I know what,
Yeah, they would have the glow in the dark pins randomly, and if you got them, you got extra points.
Yep. So how's your you have like a store or something, right?
I have a little mobile shop on wheels.
Yeah, that's right. I've seen a couple of your lives. How's that going?
Pretty good actually. I mean, obviously I'm in Ohio and it's colder than Satan's ball sack right now. But so I haven't had it out and about for not since October. October was the last outdoor event that I did. So it has just been my schlepping trailer for the last couple of months for different vendor events because they've all been inside. But I'm in the process of moving some shelves around in it and getting it all ready to go for this spring.
Nice.
And then in 2 weeks on the 18th, I have a really big event coming up called HerbalCon. And that's one that I'm running. And I have, it's all about plants, native plants, edible permaculture, foraging, herbalism, all that good stuff, go hug a tree.
Did you create that? HerbalCon? Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm super excited about it because, last year I spoke at an event that the Garden Clubs of Ohio did this great big symposium at bRiGhTeSt at one of their regional campuses. And I went and spoke, and they had all kinds of speakers there talking about oh my gosh, like how to get bigger brassicas, you know, like your bigger cabbages and broccolis and stuff. They had bee friendly plants and pollinator plants and just all kinds of different topics. So I went and they had me talk about, you know, like weeds you could eat.
Weeds, yeah, not weeds.
Weeds. We all know you can eat that. But but yeah, so I went, you know, and I did a little slideshow, like this is this plant, this is what you do, what you can do with it. This is this plant. Here's this plant. Here's one that you kind of looks like it that might be poisonous. Probably don't eat the poisonous one, you know, that kind of thing. And it was really cool. And then this year they told me they weren't going to do it.
So you're doing it.
Well, kind of, because theirs was geared more towards just gardeners. So I was like, well, how can I spin this to my advantage? But you know, I work as an herbalist, and gaining the recognition as being a registered herbalist has been something I've been working towards for quite a while. I was almost there a couple of times, then, you know, like life takes a shit on you and you got to start over. So I was like, well, maybe I should have a registered herbalist come and talk about stuff because she's got the extra letters after her name, and maybe then people will listen to me because I'm not the only one who says that stuff.
Yeah.
So
your HerbCon is it's gonna feature everything from the weeds you can eat to the actual weed you can eat.
Well, kind of, because that is one medicinal herb. But you know, we have a lady, her name is Mary Colvin, and she's a registered herbalist with the American Herbalist Guild, and she has her own business down in Southern Ohio. She's going to come and talk about how clinical herbalism is different than medicine.
Yeah.
Because it is. And people they just, for some reason, they can't make that distinction. And then we have a gentleman coming from Kenton, Ohio, who specializes in native plants and native pollinators, bonus points if it's edible for your permaculture. So that's like pretty edible landscaping. It's good for your yard, good for the bees, and kind of yummy too. And then I'm going to do a little talk again, mainly because the budget ran short. But I'm going to do a little talk again about things you can forage for in your backyard in the spring, edibles and medicinals.
But that's a good thing, though, because you're trying to get your name out there, so you should speak.
I should, yes.
Yeah, it shouldn't you're there to MC it, but you should speak.
Right.
So you've got these professionals there. The people are like, oh, look at the fancy title. And then you're standing on the same stage as them. So people are automatically going to put you in that same boat.
I hope.
They should. That's kind of nature. By the way, this entire time, I've been staring at your shirt. Def Leppard. I love that.
Yes. A friend of mine and I went, they had the concerts this last year that were, it was Joan Jett, Poison, Def Leppard, and Motley Crue. I mean, I listened to Crue when I was a kid, but I always was like all over Def Leppard and Joan Jett. So, and Joan Jett's like, what, damn near 70.
Yeah.
And she is rocking.
Hell yeah.
It's
actually kind of funny. It's ironic that I'm talking to you because this is what I'm wearing.
Chronically
correct. It's fun, yeah. It's weird that I would wear this because you're actually, other than my buddy Wyatt, who actually lives 8 miles from my house, you're the first guest that I've had in a while. It was just him for a long time because people weren't coming on anymore, which is fine. I still have stuff to throw up, but yeah, it's nice.
Well, I think sometimes you get the cyclical nature to things. It's cool, then and then people got shit to do, and yeah.
Oh my God, I went strong there for like 4.5 months. It was just, it was like multiple times a week. It was getting. I was okay with, like, the step back, because it was just getting insane.
It does get to be a little much. I know with my podcast, I tried to put one up every 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I was doing really, really well. And then all of a sudden it was just crickets.
Yeah.
And I like to do a podcast that's more than just me babbling. I mean, I could read off a sheet of paper all day long, but do you really just want to hear me reading off of a sheet of paper?
It all depends on how you read and what else you've got. But yeah, that's why, like, for a little bit, I was just every week, every Saturday, I was putting up guest spots every single week. My hope was to get people drawn to that. And then in between the guest spots, I was putting up shorts once YouTube allowed that. And now, when I don't have a guest on, I have older folders, because I put a shitload of things up on YouTube. It's like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. I don't even know how fucking many. But I have older things on there where I'm doing like product reviews, or I asked a weird question and people actually answered it. So I read their answers on there. So I've been taking those videos and reposting them, rebranding them as kind of like the in-between guest spots. So
how do you do on reach? Because this is something like we have a messenger thread between a group of us that do a lot of vendor shows together.
Yeah.
And we kind of have banded together. We have a little Facebook group that we call the Flying Monkey Market.
Yeah.
And we just use it as a group because we figure if all we ever do is market to each other, then we never expand.
Yeah.
So what we did was we formed a group on Facebook that all the vendors are admins, and there's like a dozen of us. And then, so we can post and put whatever we want in there. And then we invited all of our customers into the group because we figure, eventually one person you stagnate. But if you have a dozen people inviting your customers into the group, then they can see what all stuff is there. So it'd be like, we use it as a place to post where we're going to be, when we're going to be there, come to the market, we're all going to have this stuff available. And then, sometimes it's like, hey, I have something new. Yeah. Well, I can say that to my customers over and over. And, if they don't need it, then they're not going to need it. So if other people have their customers in there too, we can market to each other's customer base, like hoping to kind of expand it out. We tell them all the time, invite your friends in if you think they might like something in the group, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I noticed that posts on my business pages, like the professional pages that they have, they always give you the engagement metrics. Yeah. And they suck.
Well, I mean, as far as, because like you asked me what I do about reach, I really don't. I'm way lazier with this shit than I should be. But that's also because I've been on YouTube and social media plugging away for 15 years, and it didn't go anywhere. So in a lot of ways, I've said fuck it. Like, I enjoy doing this. I've said that before, bringing cool people on like you and just shooting the shit. But like, I'm banned from Facebook and Twitter, so I can't use those. Snap, yeah.
Why are you banned from Facebook and Twitter?
They didn't like my sense of humor.
I think you could probably get back on Twitter now.
I tried, and I don't like how it is anymore.
Oh, I don't either.
Yeah, it's all stupid now.
It is stupid.
But like TikTok is where I would, because I had, I think like 15 or 16,000 followers on there, which isn't a whole lot, but it's more than I have on TikTok. So I would ask my weird questions there. People would answer. I'd screenshot them all and then read them all for the first time for my podcast. That's how I was doing it when it was just me. when I couldn't bring people on, when I didn't have a good enough phone to bring guests on. And then that all went away. And then fuck, like I don't understand Snapchat. I hate Instagram. That whole thing just doesn't. And then TikTok, it was stagnant for a little while. For like 2 years, I was stuck on the same follower count, and then all of a sudden, overnight, I gained 2,000 followers, but my views stay exactly the same. The views don't go above 200 unless I do what the app doesn't want me to do, which is share a shitload, tag a shitload, and then I get in trouble for doing that. So,
oh, I got banned on a live a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I had a friend of mine on, and we were just talking about yoga. Yeah. And all of a sudden, boom, I got a ban for hate speech.
Weird. That was someone either in your live or someone who was watching from the outside.
Oh, I figured.
Yeah, and they just reported it.
I figured, and then so I haven't gone live since, but I've posted some little things. But you post something on there that says you got a ban, and then all of a sudden you've got all the scammers and the bots posting, "Oh, get your account reinstated." Well, dude, obviously I didn't get my account taken away, you dumbass.
Yeah,
but
live ban.
Well, and I just figured that people all knew that those were scammers and bots, because there's 50 of them commenting on there. Come on, there ain't 50 different people on Instagram. They're going to help you get your damn TikTok account back. Nobody cares that hard.
No.
So then a friend of mine sent me a video. This lady had similar thing happen, and she did it. She messaged the person, gave them her login info, and they took her account away and tried to get all kinds of money from her for it.
Yep.
And I'm like, what the hell? Why would you do that? These people are not there to help you.
No, they're not. No, they're not. But like
she paid them too.
Yeah. Oh my God. Why?
I was like, what the?
Just start a new account. Who cares? If you're not making money from that account, don't pay to get it back.
Right.
Why would you do that? That's literally like paying someone to get a business back that you don't own.
She caught a 2-week live ban. It wasn't like they banned her from her account.
Yeah, just a live ban, and you'd be.
Yeah,
fine.
I was like, I'll go on Clapper.
Take a 2-week mental break. People will be glad you're back once you get back. Everyone needs a break from that shit.
Right. I'm just like, I just went on Clapper and opened up an account there.
Oh my God, I got rid of that too. Clapper for me, I think was I mean like I had like 9,000 followers on there, but I'm pretty sure like 5 of them were real people. So probably. I got rid of that too. And then I got rid of my Instagram because it just got way too annoying. Because I started gauging what each thing wanted. So like I had TikTok, Clapper, Instagram. God, I had something else too. And of course my YouTube. And then I'd post different shit on each thing to see what took off and what didn't. And then it got to the point where it's like, okay, Instagram wants my cat videos. I can do that. And then Clapper wanted my family videos. Okay, I can do that. And then I don't know what the fuck TikTok wants. But like all of my cat would go on Instagram, all my family and kids would go on Clapper, and then my store videos would all go on TikTok because I was like, I don't know what the fuck you want, so here, take this. And then it went good for a while, and then just boom, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm done. Fuck it, I'm done. My reach on YouTube is actually easier because I'll post up a short, like a 15-second thing, and I'll get a shitload of views on that and a bunch of comments, and then that pulls them in. because then YouTube recommends my other videos on
See,
top of the short.
I'm still trying to figure out the YouTube shorts. I have some, but because so on YouTube, because I've been on YouTube for a long time. So on YouTube, I have two different channels. I have one for the herbs and one for the belly dance, because the belly dance is under Troop Zephyr. And on that one, I kept them separate because if you use any type of music, you have to have a music license or you can't get paid on the videos, which is fine. I don't want to be paid on the belly dance videos. Those are there for just my own PR. And you know, so I don't need to make money back on those because I use them more as an exposure thing. Sorry, I have fat ass. Yes, I have a fat ass cat trying to stick his tail in my tea. But you know, so I was like, I don't want to make money back on that because that'd be copyright infringement. And that's not what I want. So on that one, on the Troop Zephyr channel, we actually have a ton of videos because it's my friend and my dance sister and I, for 9 years, we hosted large scale events. We're talking like 15 different numbers with a 20-minute intermission in between, sometimes live musicians, belly dancers from all over this whole region, and like from Upper Peninsula, Michigan to Georgia, and they would end up in the middle of BFE, Ohio, sometimes literally BFE, little teeny tiny town called Egypt. We used to bill it how many times can you dance in Egypt and never leave the country? But
right.
But you know, so I mean, we have that one, and then I have my herb channel, and one of the companies that I sell supplements through, because a lot of herbs I grow myself, and then I have some supplements because once you stick something in a capsule, you have to be registered with the FDA as a supplement manufacturer. I'm not to that point where I want to deal with that yet. So I just grow them and dry them and I sell them that way. And what you do with it after that is your own damn business.
Right.
Or, you know, teas, that kind of falls more under like farmers markets and produce type of stuff.
Yeah.
But I had some videos up, and if I mention, like just this last year, if I mentioned any video that mentioned their brand name, they made me take it down.
Oh, wow.
Said that their legal department had a problem with it. And one of the videos, I literally read the description off the box. And they told me I had to take it down.
Damn.
And I'm just... So I just took all of theirs down because I just thought it was ridiculous. I said, I'm not playing this game. So now I don't even hardly tell anybody that I sell their products. I have them with me, and then I just sell them to people who see that I have them. I don't even want to tell anybody that I do have them because I'm sick of dealing with their legal department.
Yeah, that'll... I don't know. That's kind of why, like, stuck to selling my own shit. Like, I got... Before I away from TikTok this last time, I was sponsored by 3 different people, which was weird because, again, my reach wasn't that good. But then someone reminded me that even though my videos are only reaching 200 views, I post like 10 videos a day. So someone obviously liked that. But I don't even really do videos of the sponsors anymore. Like I quite literally walked away from all of it. And my shirt store still exists, but I don't do anything there either. Like I want to. I really do. But it's a shitload of time for no reason. And
Right.
I've got other things to do. Like I have, you know, my children. Like if that store was actually making me money, then I could justify telling my daughter I'm working right now. And when I'm done, we'll hang out. But it's not. So
Right.
it's kind of difficult to look at her asking to spend time with me and say I'm working when it's not doing anything.
Right.
So I walked away from all of that because it was, you can't get time back, and I was investing a lot of time in. And the thing that pissed me off the most was the only reason I was ever adding new shit to that store is because people were asking me for it. Hey, do you think you could put this in there? And then I'd go through the whole thing. What colors do you want? What would you like the font to look like? What color would you want the font to be? Well, if the colors are like this, then this is what I can do in my store. And I'd take pictures, and I would either text or email it to them, and they'd say, yeah, that one. Then I would do it. And then I'd put it in the store. Then I'd send them the link, and nothing.
Yeah.
So it's like I quite literally just spent all day sitting in front of my computer putting this together because you asked me.
See, and I have people all the time tell me, you should make a batch of soap that smells like, I don't know, insert whatever.
And then they don't get it.
They don't get it. Or the one time I made a batch of soap for a friend of mine because her dude wanted a batch of soap. Now, the way I make my soaps, they smell nice. They smell nice when you use them. They are not Axe. You're not going to send off a warning signal 5 aisles down in Walmart so people can run away. You know, they're just not super strongly scented. You smell clean. You enjoy the scent while you're using them, you know? So I made the soap, and then he didn't want any of it because it wasn't strong enough.
Nice.
And I was like, I don't think you understand the purpose of soap.
Right. Yeah. Like, it's meant to clean you, not,
baptize you in the holy oils.
Yeah, right. Oh, hey, by the way, I wanted to bring this up too, because it might actually do good for you, because it's done good for me. And my wife smokes weed like a chimney, but I don't smoke it because I forget to breathe. Quite literally.
No, I know people who do that.
I can't smoke it because for one thing, I don't get paranoid, but I start timing my own breathing because I know I'm not breathing. And then because I'm timing my breathing, I'm not breathing right. So the natural part, the part of my brain that says, hey, you do this all the time, don't worry about it, that shuts down. That goes away.
Right.
And then I'll talk until I pass out because I forget to stop to breathe.
Right.
So I don't smoke it, and I don't eat edibles unless I have nothing to do. Because I'm severely a lightweight, and I know that. And I've got a whole house farm full of animals that depend on me. And I've got 4 children.
And you get stuff you got to do.
Yeah, all day. Like this right here, I'm only able to do because my wife is gone. My 8 cats are doing whatever the fuck they're doing. My dogs are all over here. And my kids are all asleep. So this is my window of time.
Yeah, so see, mine are upstairs in bed.
Up until 9 p.m., I'm not able to do this. Like this couch and I don't get along until around this time.
I feel you.
So if I eat an edible and I melt into the furniture, that fucks up my whole day. But I'm a huge supporter of it. I think it should just.
Well, there's some people who really benefit from it.
Yeah, I think it should just hurry up and be legal. I have a non-verbal, active, autistic 13-year-old daughter, who we are in the process of getting her a medical card because she could really use it.
She have a lot of anxiety.
Yes, she takes Zoloft. I don't want her doing that anymore. I don't want her taking fucking Zoloft anymore. I would rather, here's a cookie.
Go chill.
Yeah, once it's hit, we'll do your work. Because I homeschool her. So it'd be so much easier to have her sit on the couch next to me or sit at the table in front of the computer to do the work if she was focused. and not watching everything everywhere all the time. So we're in the, but like, oh yeah, brings me to my point. So people who went onto YouTube and either got removed or couldn't go anywhere because their shit was never pushed because the guidelines on YouTube were like, no, we don't like you, or whatever. They went and started a whole new thing called WeedTube. Literally YouTube for weed.
Really?
I think I don't think it really matters if you have an Android or an iPhone. If you go into the store to download the apps, it's called Pipeline. It's literally WeedTube. People go on there to sell their weed, to show their weed, to show themselves smoking weed. For real.
See, and I don't even have that. I would be on there going,
This
is purple deadhead nettles.
That's what I mean. So you should probably try that, because if you're even your herbs that have nothing to do with weed would do well on there. They would do well on there.
I'm gonna have to look that one up.
Yeah, because I don't smoke weed, but I went on to there and I took a picture of my wife in the bedroom. She has these she bought herself like those soft cabinets, the blowout cabinets, and in there it's just stuffed with fucking backwood blunts, just stuffed. Like she went and bought the whole store. That's what it looks like. And I snapped a photo of that and I put it up. And I was like, anyone need blunts? Just being sarcastic. And it was just like, comment, ding, ding, ding. Oh my God, someone loves backwoods, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Very good interaction on there. And they won't take down anything to do. They won't take down anything. Yeah, people, the most popular video I see on there is literally a dude that he does his own podcast, and they're 90-minute segments of him just doing bong rips with like bong rips with no shirt on, and like colorful shit tied into his hair, and like
I might just spend all day watching it,
the weird music in the background. Yeah, it's actually really cool. So I think it's Pipeline is what they call it now.
I am going to look that up because, I'm pretty much, so I looked at Triller because I have a friend who, he actually has a ton of followers on TikTok. He's a chef in Buffalo, and Wiz, oh my God, Wiz makes amazing food, and he's got a whole line of seasonings, and he's great. And then he bounced over to Triller for some reason. I don't know why. I think he wanted to see which one was better.
Yeah.
And Triller, it's got much lower engagement, but they picked him up and they started paying him to recruit, and he's on their paid system, the whole nine, man. So nice. He reached out and he was like, would you think about putting some of your videos up on Triller? I was like, well, I can. I mean, it's pretty slow going. For one thing, it's very dominated by hip hop culture. Yeah. So I like hip hop music, but that doesn't mean I fit into that. So, and I'm not going to put something up and pretend that I can do it, because I can't.
Yeah.
So, but I got an account. I can check out the food that he makes, because it's good.
Yeah, you just be careful. Don't undersell and don't overpromise. Find your groove.
Yeah, and that's all I usually do. It's like, I'm like, look, this is what I do. I belly dance, I tell stupid jokes, and I sell herbs and tell people about plants and shit.
Yeah.
I put up a video about hemlock. Poison hemlock and water hemlock is a big thing around here, and it looks like a lot of other plants. So I'm driving down the road one day, And the whole side of this backcountry road has all of this hemlock growing in the drainage ditches. So I just slam on the brakes, pull over, put on my hazard lights, throw that phone in the selfie stick, and I get in the ditch.
There you go.
I got people driving by doing this.
Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm like, and so I'm like, I do like 5-6 clips, you know, and I'm like recording the plant. And then I came home and I spliced it all together on a little video editing app and I threw it up on TikTok. I am still getting hits on that. That was that was last year, end of May, beginning of June. And I think I'm up to like 23,000 views.
Nice.
And now I'm to the point where the comments are dumb shit, like trolls saying, when I was 12, I ate a whole bowl of that. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
sure you did.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. That's the last wave. Like, you get the first wave, and that's the people who always watch your stuff. The ones that say, "Hope you have a great day," because they support you, but they really didn't watch the video.
Right. And
And
then
then
the
you get
next wave are the people who actually pay attention.
yes, and they're asking you questions or commenting or saying, "Hey, this is what I did that relates to this."
Right.
Then you get the third wave that are kind of, it's a mishmash of trolls and whatever, and that final wave is just all dumb shit. Not even really trolls, just like what you said, just
Dumb shit.
why did you bother typing that?
Yeah. Well, and then on Facebook, I help admin a group for a guy on Facebook. And what we have now is every once in a while there's a whole wave of spammers because it's an herb group.
Yeah.
And then this whole wave of spammers, they always say, thank God, Dr. something. And it's obviously like some kind of Nigerian name.
Yeah.
Cured me of my HIV and HPV. And my thought is, dude, why do you have so many STDs? But and it's so wonderful they cured me of this and that, and I don't have herpes anymore. And I'm thinking, does everybody have a fucking STD? But it's all crap. Because for one, you can't say those things because herbs don't heal, cure, treat, or you cannot treat, cure, prescribe, diagnose, any of those things if you're not a medical doctor. And for two, quit leaving your damn WhatsApp numbers on my stupid posts.
Yeah, like what you just said just brought up two questions for me. Number one, is there anyone out there these days that doesn't have an STD? And two, why the hell would you say it publicly?
Right.
Just why?
Yeah.
Some people, I guess, just don't care. But yeah.
I think I could teach a whole class on how to spot a fake account.
Yeah, it's really not that hard, to be honest. A lot of people go like, they don't have a profile pic. Well, yeah, that's a red flag, but that doesn't mean anything. Some people just don't like putting their picture up.
Yeah, no, but when you're getting a message and it says, "Hi, my name is Lena, and you look like a wonderful man. And I would like to chat with you and be your friend. Here's my WhatsApp number." And it starts with +86.
Yeah.
And you're going, that's China.
Yeah.
And then so you ignore it. And the next day you get another message off the same account that says, "Hi, my name is Mary.
Yeah.
And I would like to be your friend."
And not even just that, by the way. It's on the same subject, but shifting gears a little bit. There's also right now, because I've been applying for work for a while. The kind of jobs that I do are work from home. They're customer service call centers and sales jobs, or just, we need someone to fill this spot because so and so went on vacation. Like, that's the shit that I do. I do like temp contract work.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll work somewhere for a few months, it'll end. I'll hop to the next one, and it's fine. Because they all pay well, so I really don't care. and I get to stay home. But there's this new wave of shit going on because all my resume is public on Indeed. It's active, and that's why I apply for all my stuff. What's happening now is people are hacking into Indeed, and they're getting these companies that are popular that people are applying for, and they're finding names and they're finding emails, and then they're going to email people like me. And they're going to say, hey, we think you'd be the perfect fit for this job. This is a brief job description. This is what we're going to pay you to do. This is the specific title that you're going to have. If you're interested, please go to Teams or Google Meet or Google Chat or Zoom and contact this person. Here's their email. This is our HR department, and they'll interview you if you're interested. No. Don't do that. It's a scam. Number one.
See, I had one like that a few years ago that was trying to do that through Hangouts.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
And I was like, no, and Hangouts is no more, but I was like, no one's going to interview me through Hangouts. And then I was like, if you would like, we can do a video Skype interview. They're like, oh no, we don't need to do video. And I went, then I don't need to interview.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's a huge wave now. Like, I'm sure it was trickling in a little while ago when I wasn't looking so hard or as much. But it's like huge now. It's like every single day I receive at least one email just like that. $30 an hour for data entry. That's great. I know how to do data entry. I do get paid $30, but I'm not getting it from you.
Right.
So go away.
Well, and it's so frustrating because, well, the legit jobs, they're out there, but they're like cryptic to find. Yeah. And then these other ones, live ops. Have you been hit with the live ops one?
Not yet. Mine, I do know of it. Mine have mostly been the Google apps and Zoom. But it's all the same thing. Contact our HR
live ops is
email.
one where they say that they're going to send you a computer.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to send you a computer and they're going to do this and they're going to do that. And then you have to put down a deposit and then you never get anything. Let me think, what was another one? Oh, then there was one where they were going to pay me to wrap my car.
Oh, yep.
And then they send you a check for however much money. You go get the car wrapped, and then you're supposed to keep that extra cash. But here's the thing, when you take that check in, it's not a legit check. It looks real legit.
Yeah, they wash it. It's a scam check. What they're doing is once you deposit that into the bank, they're not going after your account. They're going after the bank. See, once you deposit that, it goes into the bank system, and then they use that to try and hack into the database of the bank.
Right. Yeah. Right. So I had a place like that mailed me the check. So I switched it up and I called the bank. Yeah. Yeah. And then I had to give it to the cops who handed it over to the FBI.
Yeah. When I used to live up north, I went through a series of that shit, and the bank actually got into a lot of trouble because they ran the check, or I should say they didn't run it through and say, let's wait. Basically, they took it and they ran the numbers, and because it was washed, the numbers were real, but the check was fake. So the clerk was like, yeah, this is legit. I said, okay, cool, cash it. And then that clerk actually ended up getting fired.
Oh, no.
Yeah, like, I felt really bad, but they told me that it was legit and it was real, so I was all excited, like, oh, finally.
Right.
But no, it turned out to be crap.
But
yeah, that's been happening for fucking years. Not all companies that say they're going to send you equipment are scams.
No,
I did work.
I know.
Yeah, I did work for one recently that actually sent me the equipment they needed me to use because it was medical and HIPAA, and they had specific equipment that they wanted you to use because they had specific codes put into the equipment
Mm-hmm.
for their system and shit. But yeah, if they tell you that they're going to send you the money to buy the equipment, that's scam. If
Right.
they yeah, if they tell you that like you need to pay first,
Scam.
scam. But yeah, that shit has been happening for fucking ever. Oh my god.
You know what else I think is funny is now there's all these people that are posting reels and TikToks and YouTube shorts about how to make money fast, right?
Yeah.
So there are some little side gigs that I do, like a text broker, because
Yeah.
I used to write for newspapers around here. And of course, print is really deadish, you
Yes.
know. So long time ago, I picked up writing for text broker because I could just whip out a 350 word thing and make $5-10, you know. And I would just stockpile this up and it got to be about $50-60 and it helped cover my gas every week, you know.
Yeah.
No big hairy. It wasn't breaking the bank or anything. And I would write until I hit about $550 a year, and then I'd dip out
Yeah.
because I didn't want a 1099. I didn't want to deal with it.
Right.
So I saw the other day on a Facebook reel where this person was like, all you have to do is go to text broker and you can write this many words and you'll get paid this much. And I'm like, whoa. And there's all these people who are saying things like, can I use my college papers? Like, no, dude. Nobody gives a shit if you what you wrote about in college. Nobody cares. You know? Like nobody gives a flying fart what you thought about Huckleberry Finn. You know,
Right.
and the thing is, like I went on there and I literally said, I write for text broker. This is not how this works.
Yeah.
I was like, first you have to submit a sample. Then they decide what level you write at. And then you are only allowed to pick from article requests that they have available at the level that they have graded you at.
Yeah.
So, like, if your specialty is tech writing and you're a 3-star instead of a 5-star, you might only have the option of writing 2 different papers and they're going to pay you $5.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like you can just sit down and rattle off 10,000 words and make $1,000. Yeah, no, dude, don't work
Did they
like
take
that.
the video down?
No. I had over 100 people going, well, then how does it work? I'm like, I really wanted to be like, bitch, I just told you. But
Right.
but yeah, I was like, you're never gonna make this kind of money like this. You can make some money, but
Yeah.
you'll probably go crazy first.
One of the big things now, again, I don't know if this is new or if I just got a hold of it because I'll download random games on my phone sometimes because I get that bored thing where I
Yeah.
got a PlayStation, but for some reason those aren't the games I want to play. So I'll download weird shit. There's another trend where it's like get paid to play this game, get paid to play that game. A lot of it's bingo,
Uh-huh.
solitaire, and there's slot machines and blah 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 blah. And 9 out of 10 of them are scams.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Well, and gambling's legal in Ohio now. So
Yeah.
so now we can have the gambling apps on our phones, you know?
Yeah.
And I thought I was gambling when I had Robinhood.
Right.
That's enough gambling for me, man. Put $5 in stock and sit there and watch it go up or down. That's my gambling. I had a dude friend of mine. He's a bro dude. Um, he goes, did you know we can gamble now in Ohio? And I was like, yeah, have fun with that.
Right.
I play the lottery once in a while. You know, there's where I'm at. And then He goes, well, you can get these apps and you can do this and this. And I said, are you getting paid for this?
Right.
Like, do you get a kickback? Like, if you give me a link and I sign up? He goes, no. I said, okay, have fun.
Right.
And he goes, but they'll pay you to play. And I went, no, they don't. Eventually you lose.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 9 out of 10 are scams, so you have to be really, really, really careful.
I know, but I'm just sitting there going.
But there are legit ones that will pay you to play, and
Right.
the way they make their money is there's ads. Ads are fucking everywhere.
That
Like
would drive me up the wall.
Yeah, like if you're sitting there doing slot machines or bingo or solitaire or whatever the hell, just consider like every fucking 15-20 seconds an ad will just randomly pop up, and it'll be a 30-second ad that you have to sit through, and then you can exit out of it because all it is an ad asking you to download another game based on the game that you're currently playing. And then you go through another fucking 20 seconds and then another ad will pop up. But that is how they make their money. They can pay you to play their game, but it's so annoying.
That would drive me insane. Now, I have 2 apps that I download my receipts into when I remember.
Yeah.
Half the time I don't remember. But the one is Receipt Hog. And when you hit so many, I know, right? When you hit so many points, they give you $5 off on Amazon.
Yeah.
Or $5 through PayPal. So, I mean, I know I'm getting that back. And I know what they do with it. It's market research. And back in the day, before the dawn of the interwebs, because I'm old, I used to do the surveys in the mail because I was bored. And, you just fill in the bubbles, and usually there was $1 in it. You did the first one, and then every time you do it, there'd be $1 stuck in the envelope, $1 cash. Sometimes if it was a long one, there'd be a $5 bill.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Whatever. I'd be like, what am I doing anyways? Like, the kids are asleep and I've got a soap opera on. I'd rather just fill out this survey.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so I did them then, and I thought, well, this is just more market research, but at least I'm getting something out of it.
Like I hear all the kids were at school. My daughter that I keep home and homeschool, she wasn't awake yet. So sometimes she'll just sleep, which is fantastic. So I sat and I played one of the bingo games. And it's like, play the game for an hour and I'd win $5. Not putting anything into it. I'm literally having fun playing old person bingo.
Right.
And I'm making a little bit of money off of it.
Yeah.
So, and it go
I've
right
done
to my
that.
PayPal.
And then it gets faster and it turns into speed bingo.
Yep. Basically.
And then I'm sitting there going, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it.
Yep. Well, not only just that, but like when you play it on the phone, you're actually competing against other people that are playing at the same time. So they're getting numbers that you're not getting. So they might fill the board up before you do.
Right.
So they get a better score. So they win more than you do. And it's like, it's all just a matter of chance at that point.
Exactly.
But, I mean, it's fun to do. Especially if I'm not doing anything else. Exercise the old fucking noodle, and it's good. Good stress is actually okay.
Yes.
I know that's weird to say because stress sucks.
No, good stress is good. Bad stress is bad. Yeah. It's bad when your body thinks that you're being chased by a bear, but there's no bear, and that freaking bear is really your bills, and they never go away.
Yeah, but it's it's okay to be stressed as long as it's not ruining your day.
Exactly.
But it's difficult. Sometimes it's hard to differentiate between the two. Like, bad stress for me is being stuck in traffic when I know I have to be somewhere.
Do you get road ragey?
No. No, I don't yell through the windshield. I just like being on time.
Well,
Yeah, I don't get road ragey at all. I'll sit there and just kind of brew in silence. But I hate being late for things. And then when I've got the other thing that when I've got a whole shit that I need to do. Sunday is the perfect example. I've got a whole list of shit that I need to do. I'm gonna get up in the morning. My wife is home, so she doesn't need the car. I'm gonna get up in the morning. I'm gonna feed the cats and feed the dogs and walk the dogs, make sure the kids ate, and then I'm gonna leave. And I'm gonna go do what I need to do. But on my way out the door, my wife wakes up, and she goes, "Hey, I want to go with you." And I have to sit and I have to wait for her to get up. And then it's, okay, did you take all of your medicine last night? Okay, no. All right, here's your medicine. Have you checked your level yet? Because she's diabetic. So then her wanting to go with me just adds all of this extra stuff.
Yes.
I love her. I'm not complaining. I'm literally just making a point.
Right. But there comes a point to where you're like, okay, I could have already had half this done.
When she comes with me, because I love spending time with her. But if you're sleeping, stay asleep until I leave. Then wake up.
And then when I get back, we'll spend time together.
And then when I get back, we'll spend time together, because right now you're fucking cutting into my day. So an hour later, but during that hour, not only was I taking care of her, making sure everything's good, shit has changed with the kids. Now they're wondering where I'm going and why I haven't left yet. And they're asking questions I wasn't prepared to answer. And now, like, something's going on with the animals. I've got a cat chasing another cat. And I've got to go out and water the plants that I was going to do when I got back. Now, oh shit, it's windy. Now I have to move the plants inside so they don't get, like, just one thing after another. Then we finally leave. Barn we go. And my brain's going, okay. What I had to do was this. Not driving. Drive. Start driving. And we go right past the place that I needed to be. And then I look over her and I'm like, we're going to breakfast, aren't we? And I love food, but that was not on the fucking agenda.
Yes.
Drive a whole town over to go to our favorite diner. 40 minutes from our house, well worth it. Eating takes an hour and a half. So now I'm even further behind. And now my brain is going, my kids are of age to be home by themselves, so that's not the problem. My brain goes to, how is my nonverbal autistic daughter responding to me not being there? Are the kids destroying my house? One of the dogs didn't go to the bathroom on our walk. Is she going to shit on my floor? Like, it just constant. And then we eat our breakfast and we start going back home, or we start heading back the other way. I'm going, well, I still haven't done the first thing on my list.
Right.
But on this end of town, I'm closer to the last thing. So I'll start there. And she's driving right by it. She goes, I want to go home and take a nap. Then I get home. With you. Can I come with you? No.
No, I get it. I get that kind of stuff.
My ear died.
Oh, your ear died. Yeah, no, I get it. Well, the other week, I had a friend of mine who redid a bathroom, and she had the end of a roll of vinyl left, vinyl flooring. And she said, hey, you need to do your bathroom. Why don't you just take the rest of this? You know, she goes, it'll be big enough to do your bathroom. So I took it, had it sitting in my garage for a couple months. The floor in our bathroom had been there way too long. The previous residents had put down laminate flooring in a little half bath laundry room, not the vinyl laminate, the press board laminate. That is not a good thing to put in a room that takes water.
Yeah, not a good idea.
I had 4 sons and a husband and a male dog. And then I had 2 bonus boys. They weren't my foster kids, but like they lived with us for a year while their parents were in the middle of moving. And they come back every summer to visit me. I'm their bonus mom. So like 6 boys plus all their buddies and a male dog and my husband. And my husband had a 250-gallon fish tank that he would use that faucet in there for his siphon. And it was just a little itty bitty bathroom sink, you know, and it was always overflowing. So let's just say the floor was FUBAR and it was gross. It had to come out. Took up the laminate, took up that underlayment foamy stuff, right? And then underneath that, there was Luan, the real thin shit, and it was rotten. So then take up the Luan. And at that point, I had to send pictures to a friend of mine because the room that is our half bath laundry room was a small porch original to the house 100 years ago. And the people who lived here before me enclosed it, put a foundation under it, and turned it into the half bath laundry room. So washer, dryer, toilet, sink, closet. That's it. Well, that porch floor with the slats was underneath the Luan. It was rotten. All around the soil pipe where the toilet sat, rotten. Which explains why everything was wobbling. Underneath the sink vanity, rotten. The sink vanity itself was rotten in the bottom. Underneath the washer was a rotten spot. So I sent pictures to a friend of mine who does handyman stuff. And I was like, okay, I am officially over my head. You know, at first it was like, no big hurry. We'll rip this toilet off the floor. We'll get this back. I'll just need some help putting the toilet back down nice and even. No big deal.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was suddenly a big deal. So he goes, don't touch anything. I'll be there in an hour. So he's looking at it and he said, there's not enough floor to deal with saving. We'll rip it all out. Okay, I was prepared. I had new plywood, 3/4 inch tongue and groove, ready to roll.
Hell yeah.
I was hoping to be able to return it, but that's okay. So we're ripping it out and he's standing on one of the floor joists. There's 3 of them going the 14-foot length of the room, tearing out the last couple of boards and the floor joist broke. So he jumps Mario style to the 2 floor joists over, closer to the door, and he's standing there talking to me and it just goes boop. And he literally slid on his feet down the floor joist to the crawl space. Thank God it was a crawl space. So it wasn't like he fell to the basement. He just kind of went. So this isn't your trip to town, but it is your trip to town. And what should have taken like 1 day to rip out, 1 day to replace, 1 day for the glue to dry is now in a week, almost 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because he's helping me, you know, and he's kicking in the labor for some barter and trade because he's a friend. Yeah. But I have to be patient and wait until he does his paying jobs first.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I got to move the washer and dryer in today, though. So.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I mean, there's consequences to free.
Yes.
When they say nothing is free, they mean it.
Oh yeah, no, and he's being an amazing friend by helping me out. I just have zero patience, and I know this.
I get it though. Yeah.
I'm trying. Thank God it's not the only toilet in the house.
Yeah. Like my story wasn't anywhere near severe, but like you saying that, I could put myself there, and I'm just like, I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Like, thank God I have 2 bathrooms.
Well, and that's what I kept saying too, is thank God the one with the shower, because we have the toilet upstairs and that's where the tub and the shower are. Now, in the process of disposing of this, I have 2 big trash bins outside, and it's a very small room. It's like 8.5 foot by 14 foot. So it's tiny.
Yeah.
We were just filling up the trash bin, no big deal, compressing it all in so it would all fit in there. And then, when we had to take out the flooring, that obviously wasn't going to fit in the trash. So I put it in my fire ring where I live. We are allowed to have campfires as long as they're in a ring and they're actually a campfire. So I walked out with a pack of hot dogs and a campfire stick, chucked it into a lawn chair. Of course, it was like 19 degrees out, but chucked it into a lawn chair just in case. So I'm legit in case the cops stop.
Yeah.
And I lit up a campfire and I started chucking the wood in there because I had to go somewhere with it.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there, my phone fell out of my hoodie pocket.
You threw your phone in the fire?
Yeah. So as the floor joists are breaking and I'm beating my head up against the door frame, and I must have just looked sick. I said, well, I guess I should probably take a picture of this mess because at least you can use it for PR, when people ask what you know how to do. I reached to get it out of my pocket. I'm like, where's my phone? I just had my phone. So I had to go back and I was doing the little find my phone with my watch, couldn't find it, trying to call it, couldn't find it. And then all of a sudden, I just got sick. I was like, oh my God.
It's in the fire.
I think I caught my phone on fire. So I retraced my steps and I had a couple of fence posts in the garden to hold fencing up for trellis and stuff. So I grabbed one of those fence posts and I turn around and just as I was getting ready to dig through the embers, I see it in the snow next to the fire ring. I picked it up. It's still smoking. And I carried it into the house and I went, I found my phone.
That's awesome. I'm sorry.
I know. And it was 2 whole days of ridiculous. Verizon is my carrier because they have the best service around here. A little too expensive, but they have the best coverage. So I was trying to log into my Verizon account so I could start an insurance replacement. I logged in off my PC and then it would say, we will send you a PIN or a one-time code to your device. I'm like, what freaking device are you going to send it to? So, and then I guess during quarantine shutdowns, they sent all of their employees home. So they don't have any after hours customer service anymore. They're only available from 8 o'clock in the morning to 6:30 at night or some shit like that. So I couldn't get a live person until the next morning. By this time, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. And I was just sitting there hyperventilating. And then I remember that I had a very, very old Samsung 8 that my mother was using for a while until it started charging weird. Dug that sucker out of a drawer. And the only password I could remember was Snapchat. So I logged into my Snapchat and I snapped 2 of my friends and said, WTF, what do I do?
Oh my God. Oh man, that is wow.
Yeah. So there you go. Don't get in too big a hurry because you'll catch your phone on fire.
You'll literally throw it in the fire. Well, not out of not out of rushing, but my beautiful bride did something similar with her phone, only it wasn't fire, it was water. So she had an iPhone 12. The one I have is an 11. She had it, and I took it off of her. Instead of buying a new one, I just took her old one. So she had a 12, and she went to work one day, and she works with a lot of younger people. And she started, I don't know why, but she like started showing off her phone. She hadn't had it that long, like she had just gotten the damn thing. And she starts talking about all of its features, bragging about how it's waterproof or water resistant or whatever the fuck, right? Nothing is waterproof, by the way.
No.
Nothing is waterproof. It's actually impossible, I think, unless you seal, which, whatever. But she starts bragging about the phone being fucking waterproof, so they tell her to prove it, and she's not one to back away from that kind of challenge. So she literally gets like the mop bucket and fills it up with water and throws her phone in it. And it wasn't in there 10 seconds. And she, like, the bottom half of the screen stopped working, and answering the phone, because when it rings, the slide is on the bottom of the screen. So she'd have to use her smartwatch to answer her phone. And then, like, texting was a nightmare, and looking up all her financial shit for her credit cards was a nightmare. All out of what? Who were you trying to impress? So recently, because she was on Verizon's prepaid, like I do straight talk. She was on Verizon's prepaid.
Right.
She recently upgraded to actual Verizon, and they gave her the iPhone 14.
Oh.
Brand new, right? And she brings it home, and she walks through the door, and I'm like, did they give you a bucket of water with it? So you can prove it's waterproof? She's like, fuck you. It's like, don't do that dumb shit at work again, then. That's a $1,200 phone.
Well, okay, so back in the day, they had these. Do you remember when they had the flip phones, like the NBs? My husband had the Casio one. It was like the heavy duty combat version. Yeah. And he dropped it one day at work. He worked at a company that did metal stamping and stuff. So he dropped it. Dude drove over it with tow motor, and it was fine. Yeah. I mean, this sucker was like a brick. So one day he was washing his hands, getting like hydraulic fluid off his hands, and it fell out of his shirt pocket into the sink. I mean, he picked it up. He wiped it off. It worked okay. It was all sealed up. He put it in his pants pocket. Then one day we couldn't find it. We're looking all over, and here our third son, who was about 2 at the time, had taken the phone, chucked it in the toilet, was tamping it down with the plunger. The kid was obsessed with sticking things in the toilet. His phone, we had a pacifier stuck in there one time, a toy boat, because he said he wanted to send it to the ocean.
I mean, adorable, but yeah.
So, we get this phone, and I can't get it to work right, but I'm thinking it literally said waterproof up to 30 meters.
Yeah.
That was Verizon's description. Yeah. Or 3 meters. 3 meters was what it was. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, my kid threw it in the toilet. You need to replace my phone. Yeah. They said, no, we're not going to replace your phone. I'm like, but your description says waterproof up to 3 meters. There's not 3 meters of water in our toilet. Yeah. They refused. Yes. Yeah. That should have been a warranty fulfillment.
Yeah. Their warranties Because if you read the warranties as well, or you read the protection plan, if you get the insurance on it, it literally says water damage is void. So they describe it being waterproof up to 3
Right.
meters, but any water damage voids the warranty and the protection plan.
Which is stupid.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they tell you it's waterproof up to 3 meters so that you'll buy it.
Right. And then, yeah.
But then they won't cover it if it, if it falls on a spoon, they won't cover it.
Well, here you go. My crispy briquette. I had insurance.
Yeah.
I finally, the next day, was able to, I turned on my mom's old phone, which may as well have been a landline because you couldn't, if you unplugged it, it quit charging. But, but I get it all turned over so I can at least get things switched. They told me how much the deductible was. I thought, well, that's a little more than I was expecting.
Yeah.
So I said, well, how much do I owe on my phone? Maybe I should just pay my phone off and get another one.
Yeah.
No, you cannot pay off your phone early if you traded in a device. I had a Note 9, right?
Yeah.
I traded my Note 9 in on the Note 20. Okay. And they gave me, I don't know, however many device dollars or whatever the hell on the trade-in. And then it was so much per month.
Yeah.
If I would pay it off early and then buy another phone, they would make me pay extra on what I traded in. I would lose my trade-in value.
That makes
no sense.
0 sense.
That's what I told him. I said, that is the dumbest shit I have ever heard.
Yeah.
Because I would probably take this Note 20 then and roll it over on a discount on the next one.
Yeah.
But now that I know this and I have to finish paying this thing off and I had to pay an insurance deductible, I'm keeping this bitch forever. And ever and ever and ever.
Yeah. Pretty much, like, even when you own the phone, you don't actually own the phone. But
right?
But that is why and how non-contract plans have become so huge. Why, like, Straight Talk took over.
Right. And it really just pisses me off because once I have my phone paid off, nobody else is on the plan nobody has a brand new phone except for me because, well, it's my damn plan. And then I got really pissy with the customer service rep. And I said, look, and I always tell them this, I know it's not you personally because you don't set this. I said, however, I also know that they record all the phone calls. So you can tell them to pull this recording so they hear my opinion in the office.
Yeah.
And then I went off. I have had a Verizon phone for 22 years since they bought out AirTouch. I was like, I paid too much money. I could have built a house and paid for it with what you people have lifted off of me, and then when I was all done, like spewing obscenities in my thoughts, I said, thank you for allowing me to vent. And please know that was not directed at you personally. I just want your superiors to pull that recording.
Yeah, exactly. And what's actually funny, because I've worked at a call center before, like a remote one here from my house. I've had people do something similar where they found out that I was a message service. Like, I didn't actually work for the people that they were calling. I was literally just name, number, reason you're calling, let's go through the motions, and I'll make sure it gets to them. And they would do something similar. Like they'd ask, are your phones recorded? And then I would have to look over at the left of my screen because there was always something there that would tell us either internal recording, client recording, or both. And a lot of them would say both. So I just look over and yes. And they would just, okay, forgive me for this. And boom, 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 boom. And at the end of it, exactly what you did. Once again, I apologize. Is there any way to make sure that they hear this? And I would go, click. Yep. Have a great day.
Yes.
I just click a button and it would go right into the fucking internal. And then, of course, my supervisor, would you like to explain this phone call? No.
Because it had nothing to do with you.
But I wouldn't get in trouble, but they would be like, would you like to explain why you put this into the thing? I said, yeah, the caller requested that I make sure the client gets that recording. Not because of me, because of them.
Exactly.
We try not to do that because we don't want to upset the client. Then tell the client to stop upsetting their customer because I'm the one.
Because that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, because I'm the one that has to sit there and deal with it. Yeah.
Provide some damn service, otherwise you're just ripping people off.
Like there was one call center I worked with where I knew that I was good at what I did because my grading was always high. But I also knew that my time there was going to hit a wall and I was going to be pushed out. And the reason is because I was honest. So, especially if it was for a client that I had taken a lot of phone calls for, because we took phone calls for everybody. And I mean everybody. Anything you can imagine. If it required, like you call a hospital, hair salon, you need to get new tires on your car. I mean, anything. We took messages for it. But it'd get to the point where I was repeating the same call for the same kind of client with a different caller on the other line. And they would tell me something that I've already heard. So then my brain would be like, all right, well, you remember that speech you gave before? Do this again. But it wouldn't be, the client's great, blah, blah, blah. It would be, let me apologize on behalf of them. This is what they should be doing. And I'm going to put this into the message and mark it as urgent to make sure they get it so that they will do it. And I'd get fucking yelled at for doing that from my boss, from like the message service boss, not the client, all the fucking time. Because the grades on the phone call would be A's across the board, but they're like, you're not supposed to badmouth the client. Well, if I'm gonna keep getting phone calls like this, then fuck the client.
Right, because obviously they provide crap service.
Exactly, and I have to fucking deal with it. So no, I'm not going to lie to the caller and pretend that it's their fault when it's not their fault. It's the client's fault for treating their people like shit.
And then you've got the flip side. One of my nieces worked for a call center that she really liked the job too, that dealt with a large, not Verizon, but a larger wireless carrier, right? Yeah. They did the customer service for them. And
they shall not be named.
Yes, because I don't want to get her in trouble. I don't know what kind of limitations she has. Anyways, she was taking the phone call and she was trying to take care of what the customer wanted done. And, there's channels. If you've worked customer service, especially in a call center, you have to click through. You got to click through all the scenarios. You got to do the thing. And I realized that sometimes it takes time. And I've been stuck on that end. And you're like, literally, there are times I said, I'm really sorry. This is going to take a few moments. I have to follow the prompts in order. There is no way for me to jump ahead. Please be patient. I appreciate your time and patience in this matter. Yeah. Right? So this lady was on there with her and she started screaming at my niece about how dumb she was because it was taking too long. And my niece was like, I appreciate your patience. Nothing I can do. I have to follow this, blah, blah, blah. And the lady said, well, you and your incompetence are making me late. And so my niece, it had been a long day. She had a lot of shit going on in her life. She kind of cracked.
Yeah.
Well, ma'am, just so you know, I'm 35 minutes over my shift time, and I'm going to be late to pick up my daughter from daycare. And now I have to pay extra because I'm taking care of you.
Yeah.
Needless to say, she got fired. But,
Yeah, it sounds like it was worth it, though.
yeah, there are just those people that need that.
Yeah.
You know?
You're not the only human on this goddamn phone call that actually has a life off of the phone.
Exactly. Exactly.
And if you think the world revolves around you, maybe you should, go back to school and learn how the solar system really works. Because you're not the center of it.
Right, exactly. And while that wasn't the greatest answer for her job, my God, I would have loved to have been there.
I know, right? Be a fly on the wall. Just to see the look on the face of the caller.
God. I can't believe you would talk to me that way.
My favorite callers were the Karens. I'm not gonna lie. They were my absolute fucking favorite people to deal with. Oh, not because I'd be snooty back, but just because I knew I would be able to do to help them so much. And I knew based on what they were yelling about, I was not going to be able to help them at the end. They were coming onto the phone call disappointed. They were going to leave disappointed. But just listening to them bitch. Me, I. And I'm on the other end of the line going, this is fantastic. Or when they would
just
call
a second. What?
How much longer is the podcast?
Just a little bit. Go to bed. Come here. You want to say hi? Squeak over here real quick.
Hi.
Here.
Oh.
Okay. Now go to bed. No, bed. Bed. Apple. Yes. I have boys. There are times where I think I could walk in the door with a side of beef, throw it on the floor, and just run like hell. And when I come back, there'd be nothing left but bones. Yes.
I have one boy and 3 girls. So I deal with psychological warfare.
Oh. Psychological warfare.
See, I'm one of 3 brothers, so I know how that is. Break shit, fight, shake hands, and everything's hunky dory.
I have BBs permanently embedded in the drywall along my stairwell.
Yeah, girls, however, it's all mental. It's not physical. It's all up here. It's all up here. My 8-year-old knows, man. And she's not even spoiled, but she knows how to act like she's spoiled. She knows just what to say and how to say it to just fucking dig right in there. And over nothing. She brings home the disco light. New blanket. She brings home her ninja monkeys. And we make sure the disco ball works. I plug it into her room with an extra cube because it was a USB thing, so it couldn't go into the wall. I had to get a cube so it could plug it in.
Mm-hmm.
We make sure it works, and then I turn it off. And I say, you can use this later when it's darker. You've got homework to do. And she just starts crying. But I want to hang out with my new disco ball, and I want my blanket. And I'm like, no, you've got homework to do. And just, and I didn't give in. But she knew if she kept going, I was going to give in. So I walked out of the bedroom. And I was like, you're not winning this one. Just get your damn homework. She was so close. She knows how to play it. Ugh.
To
My
remove yourself.
Yeah, I have to. I had to learn how to do that. I had to learn, okay, she's starting to pout. I see the tears. Bye. I had to learn how to just and walk away. Or she would win every single time. It was the only way that I was going to keep my command as a parent is if I fucking walked away.
Yes.
I had to do it. And of course, like my poor boy, he's got a sister that's younger and two sisters that are older. He's right there. Yeah. Like, fuck.
I get mom, 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 mommy, mommy,
Like
mama.
Stewie.
And yes,
Yeah.
no, literally, because I had two sons with my first marriage, and then there's a big gap because I didn't think I was ever going to get married again, much less have more kids. So there's an
Yeah.
11-year, it's two boys, 11-year gap, two boys. So my second son, like when I got divorced, I had no cable, no money. So a friend of ours gave us a whole box of DVDs. So he literally watched Family Guy and South Park and Biodome for 2 years.
Yeah.
This is what this kid was raised on, right? Like scurry. But he taught his little brothers when they were born how to do the Stewie stuff. So I'm on night shift, and my husband did tech support from here at home. So he'd be locked in the den working, with the headset on.
Yeah.
And nobody can make any noise because if dad gets, docked at work, then, so many dings and you don't get back on the schedule. So I'd be asleep and Cody'd be, I don't know, 13, 14 years old. And he thought it was hysterical. And he goes, here, this is what you want to do to mom. And he'd show the boys the video. And then the thing is, like, I'm not even asleep. I can feel them looking at me and breathing.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden it's poke. Mom, mommy, mama, poke, poke, poke. And you're like, what? Hi. And you're like, you little shits. Yes.
Yep. So much because I taught my 8-year-old daughter how to do that to mom.
So evil. So evil.
Because she loves her sleep, but she tells us as a family pretty much once a week that she sleeps too much. So I was like, you know what? This is really gonna piss her off. Do it. Get in trouble. So let me tell you what to do. And I told her how to do it. So she'll just stand at the foot of the bed. Sometimes she'll go over there, side table.
Mm-hmm.
So her face is like right here to her mom's face, and she does the Stewie thing until mom finally wakes up. But like the way she wakes up isn't up is fine. Like she opens up her eyes and goes, "Really, like just she can't wake up with."
Yeah.
She wakes up and goes, "Oh God, why?" But like I'll have her stand there and just do the mom thing until she finally fucking realizes she's not gonna be left alone.
See, that's just so evil.
I'm sitting outside the bedroom just fucking laughing. It's like,
So evil.
but yeah, I know that it's evil. But I also know that in some small way she wants it because she doesn't want to sleep all the time.
Right.
And like it's her day off and there's other shit she can be doing. So yeah, it's kind of like it's a catch-22. but that's why I have my daughter do it. I'd have shit thrown at me.
Yes.
Yeah, so I have her do it. That way no one gets in trouble.
Evil. Well, on that note, it just flipped 10 o'clock here,
Yes.
and I am losing battery life. And
I need to plug my phone.
I'm going to turn into a pumpkin. So
That doesn't
I will
happen
bid
till
you
midnight.
do. Huh?
That doesn't happen till midnight.
Oh no, I turn into a pumpkin early because I gotta be up early.
Fair enough.
The 13-year-old has football lifting at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yuck.
Yeah.
All right.
So you have a wonderful evening and have fun.
Yeah, you too.
All right. Good night.
Later.